Welcome back to the Final K. We have got stage 3 of the Giro d'Italia. It is the final stage in Bulgaria. 100 and... What was the stage? I can't even remember how many kilometres. 130, 140... No, it's 170 kilometres long, sorry. That's what it is. 171 kilometres long. And they have currently got around 37 kilometres left. Not expecting much from today's stage. Alright, Joe. We all good? But I'm not expecting much from today's stage after the hectic first two stages that we did have, following a lot of crashes. But there are three riders up the road. Diego Pablo Sevilla in the KOM, the Azura jersey. He's in that. He's in the breakaways along with his teammate Alessandro Tonelli. And then the final rider in the breakaway, who was also in the breakaway in stage 1, was Manuel Tarozzi of Bardiani CSF. But they're the three riders up the road. They're 48 seconds up the road on the peloton. And I'm just trying to think what has happened. I don't think a lot has happened. Dali dropped off the back. He had a bunch of teammates drop off with him to try and bring him back. They have brought him back. He is in the peloton. I also seen Guillermo Thomas Silva. He was making his way back to the peloton at one point, as well as Jan Christen. So I don't know if they were dropping back for bottles or if they had issues or mechanicals or what, but there has been a few people dropping off. Not as much as Arnaud Dali had dropped off, but people are making it back on, which is good to see. Good morning, Rubber. Hello, Kat. Happy Dali's back in the peloton. I'm sure you are. Hello, Luke. Before we all start getting snarky, can we at least express our regret for? Yeah, I was actually just about to get into that. The riders, there's two riders that didn't start today. That being Andrea Vendrame of J. Coolula and Adam Yates of UAE. Now he finished the stage yesterday. He finished, what was it 9 or was it 19 minutes down? I knew it had 9 in it. But they're the two riders that didn't start. Very unfortunate. I said to my dad last night, we were talking about it, I said I'd be very surprised if Adam Yates did start today, just because of he had like a cut on the front of his head, and then he had a cut behind the ear. So I said I would be surprised if he did start today, but he hasn't. Other riders that didn't start, other riders that abandoned yesterday after that crash, Santiago Buitrago, Bahrain's main GC guy, he has crashed out. He's no longer riding it. And UAE have lost like half their team. So UAE have lost Adam Yates, who I think the reason they pulled him out was because he was showing signs of a concussion. He was showing delayed responses and stuff, so that's why they didn't allow him to race stage 3. Marc Soler, he's a pelvic fracture after hitting that barrier, and Jay Vine, he also has a concussion and he's broke his elbow. So it was a very, very bad crash. There's Holder as well from Uno X. He abandoned the race. Was there anyone else? I think I'm missing someone else. No, Vendrame done. Moschetti for Pinarello. He didn't start yesterday, so I think that was it. But there was a bunch of other riders involved in the crash. It continued on. Derek G, he was one who went down. He's now about 1 minute and 30 down, so in and around that. That's where he's currently sitting. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. He also went down. Wilco Calderman went down. He seems to be all good. But yeah, you called the DNS for Yates. The only drama was Campenart's to lead Bottlegate. I seen that about they were helping each other or something. I seen it on Instagram. So I did. I liked everybody in this race and didn't want anyone hurt. It is a shame. It's a shame. It's obviously awful anyone crashing, but when a crash like that, big crash in stage 1. And then they follow it up again with another massive crash. Just tensions are high. The speed they were going as well down the. It was like, I wouldn't call it a descent, but they were going slightly downhill, I would say. And but the speed they were going, and the fact half the entirety of the UAE team went down. I think the way it was set up, UAE were on the far right hand side of the road if you're looking at it head on, and they had their whole lead out, their whole train set up. I think the rider at the front, the second UAE rider was the first one to go down, and then they all just hit the deck like dominoes. So it was just unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And the slow-mo of the crash, just your man's head hitting that barrier. You see it every time. Every time you watch it, you see the guy. Just as well, they invented helmets, put it that way. But yeah, two people didn't start the race. A handful abandoned the race, but it is unfortunate as well. It's unfortunate it's stage 2, so we didn't even get the first rest day, which is tomorrow. So they didn't. Yeah, UAE are screwed now for GC. Like, I think it's just stage hunting for them. They've Narvaez, Jan Christen, Arietta. I think it'll just be stage hunt. I will be very, very shocked if we see them pulling in the peloton at all now for the majority of the. Morgado, I think Morgado went down as well, but he stayed on. You're watching the Tour de Lyon. It's live stream on YouTube by France 3. Yeah, I seen that was on as well, so I did see that was on. I'm still exhausted from yesterday. Screaming at Leonard Van Edveld. At least you now know what. Yeah, it'll be UAE in the breakaways pretty much. Any mountain stage, you'll see maybe one or two in the breakaway going for the stage win. Soler was number 2. Yeah, I did see that a few people saying Soler was number 2, and he was the first one to hit the deck. Do you reckon Igor Arietta in the GC? UAE will do what they did in the Vuelta. All right, Charlie. Oh, hello, Gonzo as well. I didn't even clock. I'm not feeling great today, so I'm just heads all over the show. This will be good tour training for Christian if he doesn't crash out. Show some promise. But it is the final stage in Bulgaria, and then tomorrow is the rest day, the first rest day, and then we are on to Italy. So we are. But that is the stage on your screen. Am I out of focus? I'll have to go up to the camera. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to. Is that still not focusing? Why is it not focusing? No, I don't know. It's not going to focus great. But what was it? What was I saying? Oh, sorry. That is the stage on your screen. The Giro d'Italia have given it a 2-star difficulty rating. That is also the GC on your screen. The Maya Rosa. Guillermo Thomas Silva is leading it. Florian Stork 4 seconds down. Egan Bernal sat in 3rd because he got all 6 seconds at the Red Bull kilometre yesterday. Tymon Arnsman, who got 4 seconds at the Red Bull kilometre, he sat in 4th, 6 seconds down. Ciccone also 6 seconds down in 5th. He got 3rd in the stage yesterday. And then Jan Christen, who is sat in. Sorry, Julie Ciccone's 5th. Yeah, Jan Christen is in 6th. And then I think it's from 6th all the way down to, I think, 34th or 35th. They're all on 10 seconds. And then after that, I think it's 1 minute and 1 second. So it is. Ugh. Top 3 predictions for GC are Vingegaard, Pellizzari, and Leonard Van Everveld in 3rd. But the riders yesterday that did get caught out yesterday on the stage that are now 1 minute down. So the riders are. Well, I mean, Tabasco and Andressen 1 minute down. He's not GC. Vlasov of Red Bull, he's 1 minute and 11 down. Pinarello for NSN, he's 1 minute and 11 down. Derek G, 1 minute and 11. Anyone else of note? Magnus Sheffield, Net Company, Seb Kuss, Visma, they're 1 minute. Igor Arietta, 1 minute and 11 down. So goes from 34th to 61st. They're all 1 minute and 11 down. And then it goes up to 2 minutes from about 60th onward. So it does. Anyone else? I think the majority of the GC guys, Narvaez finished 5 minutes and 30 or 5 minutes and 40 down. He'll be going for stages. Pardon me. Morgado 7 minutes down. So yeah, that's what the GC is currently looking like at the moment. I've got the other one. So the Chiclamino. Nothing worse in focus for you. Your eyes are blurry. But to be fair, I wasn't really expecting much from that at Van Netfeld just because of the season at the moment. So it was good to see him going toe to toe with Pellizzari and Jonas Vingegaard on that climb. So it does fill me with a bit of hope for the GC. Is it a flat finish? Yeah, it is. It is a flat. So after that climb in the middle of the stage today, that's it. After that, it is pretty much all just gradually downhill. In the, I think within the final 10 kilometers of the stage, I think the majority of it is all like a straight road, flat straight road. They do though in the final 3 kilometers. I think from kilometer 2 down to kilometer 1, there is a slight downhill. So they're going to hit the final kilometer at some speed, and then I think it's in the final 200, 100 meters. There's a slight bend to the left, but apart from that, it is just all straight. So it is straight as an arrow. But what was I going to do? Sorry, that's what I was going to do. Chiclamino jersey. That is what it is currently looking like. Paul Magnier in first still. He's wearing it now because he's obviously not in the Maya Rosa, so he's wearing it. 55 points. Tobias Lundgren 35. Jonathan Mann 26. Guillermo Thomas Silva, who won yesterday's stage, 25, and then Ethan Vernon 25. The KOM jersey, I've actually got it updated from today's stage. So that category 2 climb in the middle of today's stage, the winner got 18 points, which obviously Diego Pablo Sevilla of Team Poultry Visit Malta, he got it, so he's now sat in first on 42 points. Manuel Tarozzi is on 12 points in second, and Jonas Vingegaard is sat in third on 9 points because he won that final climb there in yesterday's stage. And then the youth jersey, that's what the youth jersey currently looks like. Guillermo Thomas Silva leading it because he won yesterday, and he is in the Maya Rosa. Jan Christen second, and then everyone else is on 10 seconds as well. Leonard Van Hefeld sat in fifth, so Joe, you will be happy. But yeah, all the time gaps are still fairly small. Yet again, it is only stage 2. But it is good to see some of the riders for the Red Bull kilometre. The bonus seconds are coming into play for the likes of Egan Bernal sat in third at the moment. I wonder if... Oh, there's a wedding. Everyone getting... The pelotons passing by, they're taking photos. The bride and groom are standing in front of the peloton as they're going by, and they're all taking photos. Very good. Very good. But the gap is now 45 seconds from the peloton to the breakaway. 26 kilometres. 26 kilometres to go. I may change that. I will get a poll going as well. So let me get the poll going here. My prediction for today's stage was, is Jonathan Milan. My reasoning for that was just straight road, slight downhill to the final 1 kilometre. If he gets into a better position than he did in stage 1, I think he's going to win him. He hit like 2,000 watts or something, and he got... What did he get in the stage 1? It was top 5 definitely, but it wasn't third because Ethan Vernon got third. So he got 4th or 5th, but I think if he gets into a better position, straight road, small downhill towards the final 1 kilometre, I think he might get it. But I'm going to get this poll going so you can let me know who you think is going to go on to win this stage. I always ask AI for their prediction, and they have went for Paul Magnier. So they did. They went for stage 1's winner in Paul Magnier. But I have seen a lot of people mention Tobias Lundgren, who, don't get me wrong, wouldn't surprise me if he actually did win this because he did look rapid as well in stage 1. I'm hoping... I don't know if I've the cold or whatnot, but I'm hoping it disappears fairly soon because it's annoying me. But yes, hold up. sorry, I should have mentioned the guys pacing at the front of the peloton. There is a rider for Quickstep. It is Van der Ries, I think, from Unibet Rose Rockets, and then the rider whose name I cannot pronounce, but he rides for the same. He's from the same country as Biniam Girmay, but he rides for Little Trek. He is also at the front. In behind those three riders are the entirety of the Astana team, with Guillermo Thomas Silva in there as well. The Red Bull kilometre as well, that is something to keep an eye out on. It comes 13 kilometres, so they're 10 kilometres from the Red Bull kilometre, and I think Guillermo Thomas Silva could potentially lose it depending on when Florian Stork or Egan Bernal finish in that. If Florian Stork or Egan Bernal end up winning the bonus seconds, depending on where Guillermo Thomas Silva finishes in it, either of those could go into the Maya Rosa. But I think Astana will have it. I think the entirety of the Astana team will be sprinting for that to make sure it is the Maya Rosa stays with Astana. But let me just try and catch up here on the chat because I missed quite a lot there. Hey, did not pick up, I know. Your prediction is that a cyclist will win the stage? Well, that is a very bold prediction, not going to lie. You're missing the actual winner on the poll, Arnaud Delis. If Arnaud Delis goes on to win this, I will be shocked, just because he's dropped now 2 stages in a row and he's not feeling well. So I will be genuinely shocked if he does. I would love him to win it, but I would be genuinely shocked. Oh. But yeah, actually, let me have a look at the True Lyon, see what is happening there. 2 riders up the road in it. They've got 43 kilometres to go. Alexis Brunel and Bierman's up the road. There was actually more riders in that when I checked earlier, but they're on I think it's gravel sector 11. They've got 10 more to go after that. I would stay live for the True Lyon, but I'm sort of cut for time after the Giro d'Italia. Got to go to work, so I unfortunately can't stay for it, but we're here for the Giro d'Italia. Good morning, Steve. Good morning. Yep, everyone in here is a genius. Look, you've now just become one as well, so... As De Vries now is at... Oh, the breakaway's a minute now up the road. They've gained another 20 seconds, 22.3 kilometres to go. But yeah, I seen the under 23 Gent Wevelgem race finished there as well. Seth Dunwoody got second in it, which is very, very good to see. It's another second for him in a cobble race. Not be long now before he gets a win. He obviously got second in the under 23 Paris-Roubaix as well. Farm work for you today, Steve? Actually, let me check a poll. I forgot to even put it up. Jonathan Milan, Tabasco and Andressen both tied on 36%. Paul Magnier with only 9%, so not a lot of confidence in Paul Magnier after winning stage 1. And then Other has 18%. Obviously, Dylan Groenewegen as well is going to be a main guy for this. But he did crash in stage 1. Not a lot of, or sorry, not a lot of. What was I going to say? No issues. Sorry, with Dylan Groenewegen. The Unibet Rose Rockets put up that there were no issues with him and he was all good to continue. So hopefully with De Vries, doing the work at the front of the peloton, they are fairly confident in Dylan Groenewegen today. But we're now in the final 20k here, 20.8 kilometres to go. So it is actually going fairly quickly. Today it should be an on paper safer finish. It's like 10 kilometers of straight. Yeah. It's a straight road to the finish, bar the final, 200, 150 meters, where there's a slight bend. But I think it should all be, the winner will probably be decided by then. And there should, well, actually, no, the peloton shouldn't be as big by then. The sprinters will be out in front. So they've hit the 20-kilometer banner now. Still the same 3 riders up the front. Those 3 riders being Diego Pablo Sevilla, Pol di Visamalta in the Maya Azura, and then we've got Manuel Tarozzi, who was in the breakaway in stage 1 for Bardiani CSF, and then Alessandro Tonelli, teammate of Diego Pablo Sevilla. Still the same 3 guys at the front in the peloton with Astana in the back, but Visma have now moved their entire team in behind Astana. You can see Jonas Vingegaard with the red helmet there. But I am not expecting any big risky moves in this stage. They'll just want to get it completed into the rest day, especially after the past 2 stages. So they will. Do I know if it's a 5 kilometer or 3 kilometer? I do, because I seen it somewhere and I saved it, but I can't remember what I saved it on. So give me 1 second to find it. But I definitely did save it. Just need to see if I can find it now. Rider for Jumbo Visma at the here assistant. No, it's not. Can't remember where I've seen it. I don't actually know if it's 5 kilometer or 3 kilometer. Trying to rack my brain here to see. No, I can't. Memory's gone. Can't think of it. So I can't. But we've got about 5 or 6 kilometers until the Red Bull kilometer. And I wonder if the breakaway will be caught by them. They've a minute. And if not, I mean, Astana will be happy enough with that. Because then they'll not have to sprint for it, and all the bonus seconds will go to the breakaway. Thank you, Ian. It's 5k, so there we go. Ian has updated us. It is a 5k safe zone at the end of this stage. $17.9k to go. 17.8. 50 seconds is the gap, and I think it's 13k. If so, with 4.7 kilometers until that Red Bull kilometer. Hopefully the breakaway does get caught and we get to see a small sprint between a few of the guys leading in the GC at the moment. Did Yates drop out? Yeah, he didn't start today's stage. Neither did Van Drame of Jayco. Found a site that tells you about the zones. 3 kilometers today. So we've got so we have 2 options. It's either 5k or 3k. Let me see if I can find this. Right, here we go. Stage 3 is a 3 kilometer safe zone. So it is. So it's 3 kilometers today, not 5. Obviously, I mean, fair enough if it is 3k because it is a straight road, so there shouldn't be many difficulties in that. Well, so I looked it up. It's on. I found it on Domestique's Cycling, their news page. So it did. So if you are interested in knowing all the other stages, just type up Giro d'Italia safe zones and it should come up. So all the teams are actually together here. So like I've said, Astana is at the front, Visma's behind them. We've got the the entirety of Little Trek there as well. Derek G is in amongst them. That is good to see. He's not struggling towards the back after yesterday. Here is a bike change though. Tobias Lund Andreasen has a bike change, 16 kilometers to go, 3.1 from the Red Bull kilometer, but Tobias Lund is getting off the bike. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. But about the team, sorry, there was Visma. In behind Visma is Little Trek. In behind Little Trek is Net Company. And then behind the Net Company is the Unibet Rose Rockets. There we go. He's back on the bike in the draft off the cars. So let's hope he doesn't use too much energy. Hopefully he doesn't use too much energy getting back to the peloton, and he is still competitive in the sprint. But there's no teammates yet waiting for him. I seen a teammate waiting at the back of the peloton when he did originally get off the bike, but there are no teammates up the road at the moment. At least Morgado, Christian are happy that they won't be forced to babysit either. Yep, that's not good for Lund at all. I know I feel weird calling them Net Company, but I actually seen the news this morning as well that because the way it's set is Ineos still own the team and Net Company are like a co-sponsor, but then it came out this morning that Net Company are looking for another co-sponsor to replace Ineos. So I don't know what way they've got it set up, but apparently Ineos or Net Company are looking to get rid of Ineos after just being brought in. So that's always good for Ineos. But we've got 1.3 kilometers here until the Red Bull kilometer, and it looks like it's all the bonus seconds are going to go to the breakaway, which is unfortunate for us. It'll not be unfortunate for Astana. They won't have to do much. Tobias Lund Andreasen is currently a minute down now, so he's about 30 seconds behind the peloton as they're 33 seconds down on the breakaway. But hopefully we see some sort of sprint between these three. I highly doubt it though, because none of them are going for the GC. Do you get points? Do you get Chiclamino points for the Red Bull kilometer? I don't think you do. I think it's just bonus seconds. But they're into the final. Well, they're into the Red Bull kilometer now, the breakaway. 500 meters till it, but I don't think anyone is going to sprint for it. We will soon see here. Well, Tarazi's looking over his shoulder here to see if Sevilla's launching. But well, you'll get money for this, so yeah, it's actually uphill as well. But Tarazi now opens up the sprint. Sevilla in his wheel, but Tarazi goes to the right, Sevilla to the left, and it's mano a mano to the finish line, and the camera freezes. But is it Tarazi? Tarazi takes it. Tarazi finally beats Sevilla in a sprint. He obviously got Tarazi got beaten both the King of the Mountain sprints there in stage 1, so he's finally got his revenge on Sevilla there in the Red Bull kilometer. All right, Stephanie. Yes, let's hope, fingers crossed, no more crashes. But that is the peloton now crossing the Red Bull kilometer. I think Lund is back on. I think I just seen there Tobias Lund Andreasen got back onto the peloton. There is the helicopter showing a ballet dance. I'm actually going to change because Gotta change it to 10k, even though it's about 13, something like that. Actually, that was another rider. I just got a glimpse of his name there in PCS, like towards the start of the stage. I think Caden Groves had dropped off the back as well. He obviously was involved in the crash in stage 1. But we've got 11.5 kilometers to go. 30 seconds is the gap. The baseline addressing is back on, so this is now where we're going to see all of the sprinter trains form. And I must say the Bulgarian crowds have been out in full force. I've seen them all day watching it, so fair play to them. They are loving it. Pardon me. Tobias Lundgren is now in the poll I'm talking about. He's now leader off the poll, 38%. Jonathan Milan, 31%. Paul Magnier, 8%. And other at 23% now. We've got the helicopter camera here just showing. I keep forgetting Paul Magnier's in the Ciclamino, so I need to keep an eye out when he is sprinting. But you can see the entirety of the Soudal Quick-Step team who are in the youth jersey for with their new kit. But Astana seem to have moved off the front. I've seen a decent group of riders from Astana there moving off the front of the peloton. There's Wilco Kellerman now off the back of the peloton. You can tell with the bandage on the arm. He was another rider that went down yesterday. But 10.2 kilometers to go. The gap is now 24 seconds, so they should be caught fairly quickly here. And I'm waiting for the camera to show the front of the peloton to see who's getting in what position and what teams are doing what. Well, I can't wait for Monday to see the Italian crowds on. Well, the first stage in Italy isn't the best of stages. Like it does look a bit weird. There's a big category 2 climb in the middle of it, and then it's sort of like a long drag up to the finish. So I don't know. I actually don't know who to pick for stage 4. I don't know if to go for the likes of a Tabasco and Dressen or go for someone different. It's gonna be a hard one to call. Just depends what sprinters get over, because there's a big category 2 climb in the middle of it, or towards the end of it. 14.5 kilometers as well. So it'll be interesting to see who does go on to win that, or if the breakaway as well. The breakaway could go on to do something in this stage. But there's Lotto into Marche moving towards the front. Sprint trains are starting to form. Yeah, I agree, Purple. It could potentially be a breakaway day. 8.9 kilometers. Still the same 3 riders for Unibet Rose Rockets, Little Trek, and Soudal Quick-Step at the front. But all the trains are forming now. Here comes Little Trek on the left-hand side of the road, with Soudal Quick-Step coming up the left-hand side of them, being the team furthest to the curb. On the right-hand side, we've got the Unibet Rose Rockets forming as well as Lotto Intermarché, and up the middle, why does it? I thought Astana had 10 riders there. It's Bardiani, CSF, and Astana. I was like, what is going on? I thought they just recruited a bunch of new riders. But Bardiani, CSF, and Astana, as well as Jumbo Visma, are going up the middle of the peloton. Lotto Intermarché have now moved up to the middle of the peloton as well, but all of the trains here are starting to form. Couldn't find an Ineos rider in the peloton if he paid me money. Yeah, to be fair, I don't like the new kit. I did like the new kit when they showed their like training ride for the Giro. They took a bunch of photos and they had like white or cream shorts, and I thought, oh yeah, that actually does look pretty nice. But no, they've went back to black shorts for racing, so I don't know. Come on, Lotto. But the prominent teams at the front are Bardiani, CSF, Movistar, Little Trek, and Ineos. Teams that towards just in behind them, Astana, Lotto Intermarché. The Unibet Rose Rockets have sort of disappeared here, but there is still 7 kilometers to go. So plenty of time, but they actually are going uphill a bit here. Bardiani, CSF are looking very dominant here at the front. So there we go. Crash, Picnic Post. One rider for Picnic Post is down. Who is it? 52. Timo de Jong of Picnic Post. There was a crash. Only one rider. Timo de Jong of Picnic Post. I know there was a few Picnic riders involved in that crash yesterday as well, so they cannot catch a break. At least they got their first win of the year with Van Uden in the Tour of Turkey. I'm hoping my throat won't collapse on me here when I'm trying to call this sprint, but the breakaway's still up the road. They've 18 seconds, 6.8 kilometers to go. Gonna change this to 5k. I thought that was Caden Groves at the back. There was a few Alpecin riders at the back of the peloton there. I think it was number 7 and number 8. But Camera at the, every time I go to say Camera at the front of the peloton, they switch it back to the helicopter shot. But they're showing the final 3 kilometers. Slight downhill from kilometer 2 to kilometer 1, and then it is flat to the finish. Pardon me. Just a quick update on the Troubadour Lyon. There are 5 riders in the breakaway: Paul Lapierre, Lewis Askey, Benoit Cosnefroy, Per Strand-Hagenes, and Fred Wright. Those 5 riders are up the road, 10 seconds on the peloton, if anyone was interested. But the gap is 19 seconds. The gap has grown here for the breakaway, 5.7 kilometers. We've got Little Trek on the far right-hand side of the road, 1 rider for Quickstep to the left of them, and the entire Astana team behind him. Then we've got Movistar, Bardiani, CSF, and who is to the left of them? Tudor are now moving up. Bardiani's sprinter is going to be Enrico Zanucelli. That is going to be their sprinter. That is who they are working for. For once your stream is behind mine. That must be a very delayed stream. Yeah, the last 2 days of the crash, they've hit the 5 kilometer banner now, but the last 2 days of crashes, the nerves in the peloton, I'm sure they are through the roof at the moment, and hopes everyone does make it to the finish line today. But Tudor are now making themselves seen at the front of the peloton now, so they're coming up the left-hand side of Movistar, but it is Astana, Movistar and Little Trek, with Tudor just trying to get towards the front, but they are the main 3 teams at the front. Yeah, this is pretty much the road that they're on now, this big flat road. This is pretty much it to the end, with a small bend in the final 200 meters. But the breakaway here are working like mad. Gap is still 18 seconds with 3.9 kilometers to go. Hit the 4 kilometer banner now, so 3.9. Alessandro Tonelli of Picnic Post needs to take a bow, because he is doing some work here as he now moves off to the side, and that is him done for the day, as it is now Diego Pablo Sevilla. No, he's hanging on to the back. 3.6 kilometers. Could the breakaway get this here? Right, now the peloton is spread right across the road. From right to left, Little Trek, Astana, Movistar, Jayco are sort of there, Lotto Intermarché, Tudor in the middle of the Unibet Rouge Rockets, EF Education on the far left is Picnic Post. Alpecin are there in behind Picnic Post as well. But the gap's still 19 seconds, 3.2 kilometres. They've got the crowds here at the side of the road as well. Brilliant. Very good to see. Manuel Tarozzi is now at the front of the breakaway, but he obviously doesn't want to do the work. I think he's just moved off. The crowds at the 3rd kilometre banner are crazy. Now at the front of the peloton, we've got the Unibet Rouge Rockets, Lotto Intermarché, NSN on the left-hand side of the road. On the right-hand side of the road, we've got Little Trek, Movistar. Bardiani have sort of moved off a bit, but the peloton has split down the middle. On the right-hand side of the peloton is a massive group. On the left-hand side, there's still a big group, but not as many as the right-hand side, but it is split like the Red Sea. 17 seconds, the gap with 2.3 kilometres to go. Let me see the poll quickly before. I'm rooting for the breakaway now. 44% think Jonathan Milan, 11% are going with Magnier, 28% with Tobias Lundgren, and 17% for other. My prediction was Jonathan Milan. You see another crash coming. Fingers crossed that is not the case. Hopefully there's no crash on a road this wide. But Bardiani CSF, the rider, Manuel Tarozzi, hit the 2 kilometre banner. He is currently leading out the 2 Team Pulte Visit Malta riders. I think the only one with something left in them, if the Bardiani CSF rider moves off, will be Diego Pablo Sevilla, because his teammate was at the front doing quite a lot of work there. 1.6 kilometres, the gap is now 12 seconds. They're done. They should get caught here. 11 seconds now, the speed that they're going on. Now this is the downhill bit until the final 1 kilometre. Soudal Quickstep, or there's a rider for Soudal Quickstep here ripping it up at the front of the peloton. He swerves off to the far left-hand side of the road in front of the Unibet Rouge Rockets train, which is a bit random. But here we go. 1.1 kilometres, 10 seconds is the gap as Diego Pablo Sevilla now moves to the front. They've hit the 1 kilometre banner. There we go. Breakaways hit the 1 kilometre banner. The peloton are hitting the 1 kilometre banner now. 8 seconds is the gap, 900 metres. Jonathan Milan is looking in a comfortable position here. Don't forget, Lucas Kubisch is now leading out the Unibet Rouge Rockets train. They have still got 3 riders in front of Dylan Groenewegen. Tobias Lundgren, I think he's down to 1 rider. I think he might be on his own now. But the breakaway is still out in front. Dylan Groenewegen is looking in a brilliant position here as the lead out has launched. Lead out is launching. Dylan Groenewegen is sat in second wheel. Jonathan Milan, though, is on the wheel off Dylan Groenewegen. Who's going to go first? Paul Magnier's on the left-hand side. I don't know if he's launched yet, but Jonathan Milan launches. Jonathan Milan has launched. He's at the front. Paul Magnier in his wheel. Dylan Groenewegen in third wheel, but it's Jonathan Milan leading them out. Jonathan Milan's still going. Paul Magnier on the right, but Jonathan Milan looks like he is going to get it. No, Paul Magnier comes up on the right-hand side. Dylan Groenewegen on the right hand. Oh! Paul Magnier, no. Photo finish. What happened to Jonathan Milan there? What happened? What happened there? Is that Paul Magnier put his hands in the air. Dylan Groenewegen was on the right, Paul Magnier in the centre, and Jonathan Milan on the left. Who takes it? Oh, Paul Magnier gets it. And Milan takes second by half a wheel. So Paul Magnier continues. Paul Magnier continues the great form after stage 1. What happened to Jonathan Milan in those final 50 metres? He sat back down. What? Why did Milan launch from so far? I don't know. He must have thought his legs had it. I don't know what happened. He was launching, he looked unreal, and then he just sat down. But that is a photo finish and a half. Paul Magnier taking his second stage in the Giro d'Italia. Unlucky for Dylan Groenewegen as well. He looked in a brilliant position. Mads Mikkels as well. He's in the background there of the 3 at the front. So I wonder if he got a top 5 there. No problem, Purple. No problem. That was a sprint and a half. I think Mads Mikkels got 4th. That'd be some result for him if he did. But I'm going to wait for the top 10 here, see what the crack is here. See you on Tuesday, Steve. Yeah, Mads Mikkels got 4th. I think Malucelli maybe got... Oh, here we go. Preliminary results. So, Paul Magnier wins stage 3. Jonathan Milan takes 2nd. Dylan Groenewegen in 3rd. Mads Mikkels of AF Education takes 4th. Malu Celli of Astana is in 5th. Erland Blickera takes 6th. Pascal Ackermann in 7th. Davide Ballerini of Astana is in 8th. Tobias Lundendresen takes 9th. And Enrico Zanuccelli of Bardiani takes 10th. So that is the top 10. Thanks for the stream. See you tomorrow, or see you Tuesday. All the best, Ian. But yeah, Manu loses power in his legs usually after a big hill. Great job, Milan. Always looks like he's going to snap his bike into you. But when Milan went to the front there, I thought that was like game over, because I thought he was going to like take off. I thought it was going to be like AT. He was going that quick. I know, what a sprint. What a sprint indeed. Milan needs to quit embarrassing from MG. But there we go. Jonathan Milan misses out on another sprint victory. Paul Magnier takes his 2nd stage win at the Giro d'Italia. Continues the great form. I don't even mind Dylan getting beat. Yeah, the sprint was brilliant. But yeah, I'm going to Milan wash. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream there. So I'm obviously rest day tomorrow, so I will be back on. I'll be back on Tuesday for stage 4, where we will be finally in Italy for the Giro d'Italia. We've finished with Bulgaria. It's on the Italy. Losing to Magnier is no joke. I know he's some sprinter for the future, like, and now, sorry, but I meant like for now and the future, but he's some sprinter. Thanks, Reese. Have a good rest day. Thank you. Yes, all the best to everyone. I'm gonna go and do my thing, and then I'll probably catch the end of the Troubadour Lyon as well. Hopefully it's a good race. 20k to go in it. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you have been from the start as well, thanks. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video as well. It does mean a lot. Thank you. And yeah, all the best. Thank you for watching the Final K. And yeah, all the best.